Okay, in video number 3, we're going to continue talking about factoring trinomials. Got the same sheet of paper here. Just going to work a couple more examples out with you. First trinomial is going to be 6x squared plus 9x minus 27. Remember, your first step to factoring is always find a GCF between 6, 9, and 27. 6, 9, and 27. Some of you all can figure this out in your head already just by looking. Others need a calculator, so let's go through those steps in the calculator. 6, 9, and 27. So again, you're going to turn it on. You're going to go to Math, Number. You're going to look for GCD. Want to do your first two numbers first, so 6 and 9, which we know the GCF is probably 3, and it is. We're going to do Math, Number, GCF again. I have to use this 3 I just came up with, and my last number I didn't use yet, which is 27. And what I get? 3, so my answer here is always going to be my overall GCF. So in this case, GCF is a 3. And we're going to take that GCF and I'm going to factor. I'm going to divide everything here by that number. So 6 divided by my GCF of 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 27 divided by 3 is 9. Remember, this GCF, it just kind of hangs out. It's just going to stay right here until we're done with the problem, and we're going to put it in front of our answer as another GCF. 2x squared plus 3x minus 9 is now my trinomial I'm trying to factor. Smaller, tinier numbers. Remember, your chart method is your next step. You want the factors of a times c. A in this case is 2. C in this case is negative 9. 2 and negative 9 multiplied together gives you negative 18. That add to equal 3, the number in the middle, the b. Factors of negative 18. Now this is a little bit different from what we've done in the previous videos because I want the factors of negative 18. Two numbers that multiply together to get a negative have to have different signs. For example, 1 and negative 18, or negative 1 and positive 18. Opposite signs multiply to give me a negative number. You gotta remember that, because if I do two negatives, when I multiply two negatives, I get a positive, which is not the 18 I want. Very important. So I've got 1 and 18. What about 2 and negative 9, or negative 2 and positive 9? We've got 3 and negative 6, or negative 3 and 6. Going through this list, trying to find out which ones, when I add them together, is going to give me a positive 3. Not this one. No, no, no. Close. I get negative 3 here, so my positive 3 comes from my last two numbers. So I want negative 3 and positive 6. Negative 3 and positive 6. I'm going to use that with my trinomial here. Remember, I'm going to rewrite with my b value. Instead of using 3x, I want to use negative 3x and positive 6x. My last number stays. My first number stays. So 2x squared minus 3x plus 6x minus 9. We want to group together. By now you should be getting decent at this. Stop the video if you want to try these on your own before I go through each step. But if you want to work through it with me, that's fine. GCF in my first two terms here. 2 and 3 don't have a GCF beside the 1, but my x's are in common, so an x comes out. 2x squared divided by x is 2x. Negative 3x divided by x is negative 3. GCF between 6 and 9, well, that's going to be 3. Take the sign of your first number here, so positive 3. There's no x with that 3 because 9 did not have a 3. Sorry, 9 did not have an x. You want to factor that out by dividing. 6x divided by 3 is 2x. Negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. Check yourself. 2x minus 3 and 2x minus 3, you got the same exact parenthesis, so you know you're correct. That's the bottom of your diamond. That's a GCF. Pull out that 2x minus 3. That means it's gone here and here. What's left for your problem is the two numbers you haven't written down yet, so your x plus your 3. And this would be your answer. Not to forget, in the very beginning, you had a GCF of 3. That 3 has to be written down with these to say that all of this together is your factored form. These are all called factors. Let's do another example real quick with this video. We got enough time to do two. We're getting better at these. First step is look for a GCF between 12, 17, and 5. I know instantly there's not going to be a GCF because 17 and 5 are prime numbers. So I can skip that step. I'm going to go straight into my chart. I want my chart to be the factors of A times C. So 12 times negative 5, negative 60. So getting bigger with my numbers here because we're getting better. That add up to equal B, in this case, which is 17. Factors of negative 60 to add to equal 17. Remember, negative 60 means I have to have opposite signs. So one positive number, one negative number. So we're going to do 1 and negative 60, negative 1 and positive 60, which we know is not even close to give me 17. What about 2 and negative 30? Negative 2 and 30, still not close. 3 and what? Negative 20, I'm getting closer. Negative 3 and positive 20, I do believe is my right answer. Using that over here, I've got negative 3x plus 20x. If I add those together, I get 17x. Yes, I do, so I know I'm right. Everything comes down. And we go into our group and GCF. GCF between 12x squared minus 3x is a number GCF and a variable GCF. Between 12 and 3 is 3. X squared and x is x. Do your factoring real quick. 12x squared divided by 3x should be 4x. Negative 3x divided by 3x is a negative 1. GCF between 20 and 5 should be 5. Take the sign of your 20, so it's going to be a positive 5. 20x divided by 5 should be 4x. Negative 5 divided by 5 is negative 1. Check your parentheses so they match. 4x minus 1 and 4x minus 1, yes, they do match. The bottom of your diamond here looks good. That means 4x minus 1 goes away. What have you not written yet? 3x plus 5. You had no GCF in the beginning, therefore that's your answer. It's your factored version. It's going to be 4x minus 1 times 3x plus 5. Those are factors. Again, in a different video, we talk about the importance of factors and how they lead you to finding the roots or solutions of a quadratic, where your graph touches the x-axis.